You are a beautiful, beautiful butterfly. Welcome to Should You Watch This with the Popcorn Priest, a weekly podcast where movie enthusiasts, ex-movie theater projectionists, new and old friends take the time to talk about a movie that we just watched and answer that very question, should or shouldn't you watch this? The movie we are breaking down is, unfortunately, our last standalone Alien movie.
Unfortunately, dude, we get to watch Predator.
Well,
fortunately.
Yeah, and then we'll get to the dessert that is not good for our bodies.
Yeah.
Which is the Alien versus Predator.
Oh my gosh.
Movies. So, but before that, we are going to break down and review Alien: Its Insurrection from 1997. In our fifth movie of a 12-movie review series of our Alien and Predator extravagance.
So good.
Who are you?
Ripley, Allen, Lieutenant First Class.
Ellen Ripley died 200 years ago. You're not her.
Who am I?
To destroy a species
not wrong.
that lives to kill.
I can feel it. In my eyes. I can hear it moving.
You need a weapon that never dies.
Something of a predator, isn't she?
Sigourney Weaver, Winona Ryder. Alien Resurrection.
I thought you were dead.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Rated R. Wednesday only in theaters.
That was a great line.
Did you hear the guy say, "You're something of a predator"?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well,
Yep.
I guess we're going into getting a little sprinkling for the next one.
Yeah.
Joining me today is reoccurring guest, Dr. Dare.
What up? Thanks for having me, Chris.
Unfortunately, Angry Dane is not with us for this review.
He's riding motorcycles in Mexico.
Yeah, lame. Like, why would you go on a week-long vacation and not join us for this?
He couldn't even call in. Like, ugh,
That's
the
true.
dedication is just lacking, man.
But hopefully he'll be back with us on Predator. But for now, we salute Angry Dane
Have fun, bro.
and Mexico. But for Dr. Dare and myself, the Popcorn Priest, welcome to Alien: The Clone Wars. Hold your breath and let's try and survive this last Alien standalone film.
Are you going to do a different thing after you say Alien : every time?
Maybe.
It's an erection, Clone Wars.
I mean, it kind of is. I thought it would be funny because it's like, it is the Clone Wars.
It is. It is.
So the description for this one, 200 years after her death, Ellen Ripley is revived as a powerful human/alien hybrid clone.
That's in the description?
That's in the description. Is that
They
crazy?
don't even tell you that until late in the movie. Like, I was purposely not saying that.
Yeah.
I was like rehearsing
It's
not to spoil that.
That's a spoiler.
Wow.
I'm sorry, listeners, but that's the description we get from IMDb. Sometimes it's not great. It keeps going. Along with a crew of space pirates, she must again battle the deadly aliens and stop them from reaching Earth.
Yep.
Directed by Jean-Pierre Jeunet, director of Amelie.
What?
Amelie. Have you ever heard of that movie?
How many words is that?
It's one. It's one. Amelie.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's a very French film.
Ah, it sounds
From a
French.
French director.
Yeah.
He has not returned to Hollywood to direct a Hollywood film.
I wish he would, because
went-
this was a great show.
He went back to France, and that's all we've heard from him again. Top billed stars Sigourney Weaver, Winona Ryder, and Ron Perlman.
There were a lot of like famous, like B
Like character
stars.
actors.
Yeah, character actors.
There was
yeah.
quite a few.
Many.
Written by Joss Whedon,
Yeah. Might
who
be
I-
his best work.
who I guess is blacklisted now.
What?
Yeah.
Like, did he get Me Too'd?
He got canceled.
What a dick.
For-
Stop doing dumb stuff, Joss.
Like a lot of shows. Buffy, I'm not going to get it to.
Wait. They're upset that he made Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
No, he was inappropriate with people.
Oh, during.
And also, I heard that it was brought up. What's the guy's is it Cyborg he was brought on to help the reshoots for Suicide. No, not the Suicide Squad. The
Justice League.
Justice League. And apparently Cyborg hated him, the actor who played Cyborg.
Who cares? He's only acted in one thing ever.
I know. I guess he was very abusive.
Oh.
And so many people don't like the Joss Whedon. So,
dude, okay, weird thing because of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This has nothing to do with podcasts. I'm sorry. I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and I can't remember his name. Something Marsden is the actor.
James Marsden.
Yeah, from Buffy. He played like Spike, I think it was his name.
He was on that show?
Yeah.
Really?
And he was a famous actor before he got into all this audiobook stuff. He's amazing. He's anyway.
He's a famous audiobook? Like,
yeah. He does a ton of
voice acting
for like Penguin Audio. And he was one of the main vampires in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
For the audiobook?
No,
in the show.
He was on Buffy.
Okay.
He was like this bleach blonde vampire guy.
Sounds amazing.
And yes, so hot. But now he's a famous voice. This doesn't matter. Just cut this.
He does that too then?
Yes.
Okay.
He doesn't act anymore. He just does voice work, and he's amazing.
He doesn't act anymore?
No.
Wow. Well, that was
a
huge tangent, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Runtime of 1 hour, 49 minutes, or the extended cut, which has 7 minutes and 19 seconds longer.
That's what we watched?
We watched the special edition. It's rated R. Genre on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's maybe hard R. Like the context of the R rating.
Yeah, well, let's save that for part 2.
Okay.
But yeah, there's some themes that we're going to discuss, and I apologize in advance.
It's going to get good.
All right. Genre on Rotten Tomatoes says horror/sci-fi.
Boom.
And IMDb says action, horror/sci-fi.
It definitely could have action added.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
But
that's the first time, I think, in the last 6 movies that we've reviewed with the Alien Predator franchise, that's kind of right.
Yeah. I'm in.
Speaking of IMDb, the rating is 6.2 out of 10 from 238,000 reviews.
That's fair.
Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 54% from 81 critics and 39% from 250,000
That's
audience.
bullshit.
Yeah, like
dumb audience. 54 might be fair.
Yeah, I think between 50 and 60 is where it kind of should be. Yeah. And maybe, and we'll get into this a little bit more, but maybe after, I'll say that.
You know why it's 34. We'll talk about why it's 34% later.
Yeah, there's some 39%, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So where to watch this right now at the time of this recording, you're going to have to rent it or buy it because it's nowhere.
Not available for streaming.
It was available in certain places when we started watching this long thing that Dr. Dare suggested.
6 months ago it was available.
Yeah, but you can't watch it anywhere right now, at least. Maybe at the time we release this, you'll be able to find it somewhere. But that's my frustration with streaming right now. You go and you see something on Netflix and you're like, oh, that's sweet. And then you remember it and think about it. You go back and it's just gone.
And there's a bunch of stuff that's just not available. It's like caught up in this weird licensing limbo.
Yeah.
It's like becoming like college sports. You got to have this network for this and this network for this. And if you're at your house, you can watch it. And then if you leave, you can't. Like, it's so weird.
Well, and the perfect example is like Friends and Seinfeld. Like, where is it now? Where do I have to pay to watch it?
I think it just got to Netflix.
Yes, it is. It just barely was released on Netflix, which
so weird.
I was watching it on Hulu the other, a month ago.
Yeah.
And now I go to watch it. It's gone.
Another tangent. Is there a new Curb season now? No?
Correct.
Ooh.
And I hope he lives forever. Thanks,
he might.
Larry David.
Yeah.
Oh, so what I was saying with the streaming issues is this will be permanently on Popflix.
Oh, yeah.
Which is my personal streaming service. So if you'd like to have participated in this, you have to choose the highest tier of our Patreon account. And that is at patreon.com/popcorn.
Every day, I swear, every week, there's new stuff being added. And it's It's
Yeah,
not stuff you can stream.
I just added 3 new titles.
Yeah.
One of them is Big Trouble in Little China.
Booyah.
So enjoy that, people who patronize me.
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Can you say patronize is like a negative? Like, quit patronizing me.
I think it might be a negative, but in this instance, it's a positive because you're giving me money.
Yeah.
All right, this brings us to the hottest segment on podcasting right now. 5 reasons why you should watch this.
Booyah.
Number 1, it will cleanse the palate after Alien to the Third Power.
It really did.
It did.
In such an amazing way.
That's why I was saying earlier, like it feels better than it is because we just watched
This
Alien.
could not be a standalone movie.
No.
But after watching the third, this was dope.
Trailing that up, it's a really nice respite.
Agreed.
Number 2, creepy visuals that will haunt you for a little while. And we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Number 3, ever wondered if Sigourney Weaver could sink an over-the-head basketball shot from half court?
Yeah. Behind her back.
Behind her back?
You'll find out.
Yeah, get ready to live on that one. Number 4, if you thought Ripley was dead and want to see how she's not dead, this is for you.
Yeah. How did that work? How does that work?
And that might bleed into some beefs later on, but we'll get there. Number 5. Number 5, it was said that Sigourney Weaver wanted to do 3 things in this franchise. According to James Cameron, Sigourney wanted Ripley to not use any guns. She wanted to have sex with a xenomorph. And lastly,
she
to die.
wanted to?
This is according to James Cameron when they were filming the second one.
I mean, spoiler alert, bro.
Well,
we'll see if she gets her
guess
wish.
which one is in this movie of those 3. We'll get there. Okay? Does she not use a gun? Does she have sex with an alien? Or does she die? We'll see where we get.
Huh.
All right. This brings us to our first category of the show. Popcorn by the numbers.
For God's sake, just give me the damn number!
All right. So this is where we talk about all things numbers. And
I love it.
Please interrupt or add if you have any.
I didn't research, so these will be just blind guesses.
No, that's fine. That's good. So box office haul, I've added this in by the numbers. It seems fitting that this should be in this category, not before. So now we're constantly improving on the show. Box office haul on an estimated budget of
50 million.
75 million with reshoots. This one made a box office haul of 165 million. And to this point, chronologically, it made the most of the first 3 Alien movies, if you don't count the Alien and Aliens movies being re-released. And I actually looked this up.
It's crazy that is like a good amount. It feels like if you don't make 200 million now, you're dead.
Yeah, which is crazy. So we're in 6 movies in. So where do you think this ranks now from the worldwide box office haul? I mean,
wow.
at the
Of
time,
all
at the time
12?
of the first 4, it was had made the most money, which is crazy because you'd think that they would make another one, but they didn't.
Yeah, what the hell?
So Prometheus, $402,000 or
402 million.
million, excuse me. Yeah, 402 mil.
It's a lot.
Alien: Covenant, 238 million. Alien ranks number 3 at 184 million because of the re-releases and the special editions. Aliens clocks in at 183 million, so just below, so they're almost tied. Guess where number 4 is?
I mean, 161.
Alien versus Predator.
Oh my God.
At
Wait.
172. Then you get Alien, It's an Erection.
Alien versus Predator beat this out?
Yeah. That's why we got a sequel to Alien versus Predator, because
What about Predator?
Oh, I haven't. This is just
It has to involve aliens.
I'm going to do this again for our 4 Predator movies, but for the Aliens, that just kind of got lumped in there. Then you got Alien 3 at 158, and then Alien versus Predator Requiem was 128.
I saw that in the theater.
Considered a failure, but
Man.
I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it was a failure. It's been so, I like you, I saw it one time in the theater and that was it.
Yeah.
So I want to see it with my popcorn eyes.
Well, and I wish almost that we need to do this again. Like, I think I would like Prometheus more. Maybe what it is you should start this no matter what. If you do chronologically or whatever, it doesn't matter. You have to start with Alien 3. You just watch Alien 3, and then every subsequent movie that you watch is amazing.
Yeah. That's an interesting thought. If you started with Alien 3, if you had seen them all, okay?
Yeah.
So if you've seen them all, that's a great way to do it because then you get the turd first and then you go
Just
up from there.
get rid of the throwaway one.
So you would go
and set the standard.
This is kind of a spoiler for our ranking. Should we say
No,
our
let's
ranking?
rank. We'll rank at the end.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But that's a good thought. Start with Alien to the third power.
It definitely made this movie better.
Yeah. All right, more popcorn by the numbers. Sigourney Weaver originally refused to do a fourth Alien film. When asked why she changed her mind, she replied, "They basically drove a dump truck full of money to my house."
She's amazing, man. I love her so much after watching these.
She's a great actress. She's very sweet in all of the special features that I've watched, and she's just a really consummate actor. Like she really puts in the effort.
And
you can tell.
This was, well, we're doing by the numbers, but her role here and the way she portrayed Ripley was not the same here.
Yeah.
It's
way different.
Sensual. Like it was such a weird.
Sensual.
It was a trip, man. And she was a beast.
So speaking of her paycheck, how much do you think she got paid for this back in 1997?
$10 million.
That's good. $11 million.
Dope.
So that's pretty good, which
he basically drove a dump truck of money to my
So
house.
thinking about that, comparing that was almost the entire budget of Alien.
Oh.
I think it was like 18 million or 17 million or something for the first Alien, not adjusted for inflation. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
She deserves every dollar.
Every
she
penny,
gets paid.
man. Every penny.
So there's some underwater sequences that we'll talk about a little bit more later, but it marked the first time that Winona Ryder had gone underwater since a near drowning incident that happened to her when she was 12. The actress suffered a complete anxiety attack on the first day of filming in the underwater set, and it caused some problems with
Bro, that's scary. I almost drowned when I was a kid. It was terrifying.
She kept saying like, guys, I don't know if I can do this. And they asked her to do the like training and she did it in like a big pool. And then she felt a little comfortable. But then when she got in the set and when you see the movie, it's pretty insane.
It's cool.
And she got freaked out.
Ron Perlman's just like, just do it.
And speaking of Ron Perlman, in the special features, which I watched too many hours for this movie, but
Chris does a lot of research.
He was so impressed with how she overcame her fears. That's all he could talk about was Winona Ryder and how.
Oh, that's cool.
It was, so
that's awesome.
And they shot this out of order, so they shot the underwater stuff first, and so the crew or the crew of the movie, the actors themselves had like a really big bonding experience. So that's why their chemistry is really cool in the movie.
Yeah,
because of them shooting first for like 3 weeks in the underwater scene.
They soloed it, man.
This film takes place in 2379. That's a number.
2379. Okay.
The 43rd biggest grossing film at the box office in 1997. Like I mentioned earlier, the underwater scenes took 3 weeks to film. And this is the shortest of the 4 Alien films. Well, the first 4, not counting the prequels, clocking in at about 100 minutes.
It was perfectly paced.
Yeah, I really like even adding like the 7 minutes that we watched.
Yeah.
It was still really well paced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything you want to talk about before we break for part 2, where we get into some heavy, sensual talk?
I mean, no, I really liked the movie. It was dope.
Yeah, I think Should we rank it now or rank it at the end?
Yeah, because we won't spoil it.
Yeah, I think we can rank. So I give this a medium bucket, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's a perfectly medium bucket.
Medium to large bucket.
Because, and we talked about this a lot, this is a sequel.
Yeah.
They've done so much, and it was what we wanted out of the third one, where they took everything from 1 and 2 and they did it bigger and more and in crazier situations. There was less emphasis on continuity and dialogue and all that stuff. It was just more cheeky and almost like a B movie. Alien. It was awesome. And if you watch it in that context, you'll love it.
Yeah.
But if you're worried about, if you're ultra sensitive to whether or not it's reasonable, then you're going to hate it because it's unreasonable, but it's insane.
Yeah, it's like going back to an earlier episode where I was talking about old school, where they should have done an old school Dose and the Will Ferrell and Vince Vaughn were like, I don't know if we want to do the same beats. I'm like, yeah, you do
the same because we want it again.
You're funny and you're awesome.
If we don't want to see aliens, we'll go see any other movie.
Yeah.
We just want to see aliens doing shit. That's what we got.
Yeah, and which was great. There was different, like put them in different situations, different scenarios. There's more of them.
Yes.
It was
they're underwater.
There's underwater.
I mean, there are new types of aliens.
Yeah, it's exactly what you need.
Yeah.
So
and the Ripley stuff that we'll get into was really trippy.
Yeah, her character arc was it's an interesting way for it to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I again, medium to large bucket, and I would rank it personally, I would say Aliens.
Yep.
Prometheus.
Yep. 100%.
Alien Insurrection, then Alien Covenant, then Alien to the Third Power is
I agree.
On the bottom.
Wholeheartedly agree.
That's where I would put all these.
And the one on the bottom is way on the bottom.
Yeah, it's way farther away than Alien Covenant.
Yeah, Covenant's
pretty good.
And Resurrection are pretty close. They're both good.
Yeah.
But I'd rather watch 4. I think it was just the campiness and the pacing was so much better. I wasn't left wanting anything. I was like out of breath at the end, as opposed to Covenant. You're like, why didn't we get to see where they come from? I was like kind of pissed, even though it was beautiful and really nice, but the 4 was just more satisfying.
Yeah, it felt good. It was nice. So there you have it. If you don't agree, please tweet me, because this is I think really good.
Yeah, we could be wrong, but I doubt it.
I don't think we are. So with that, we are going to close this part 1 off, and you'll need to come back and listen to part 2 of our spoilery version of Alien Resurrection, Resurrection from 1997.
Resurrection,
Part
4.
It's an erection, part 4.
Yep.
Part 2 of part 4 of our part 6.
Last Alien.
We'll see you guys next week.